There is a heaviness in their heart that they can no longer ignore, a weight that has settled deep within their chest and refuses to be lifted. You are their greatest regret, the one that got away, the love they didn't fight hard enough for, the connection they took for granted until it was no longer within their reach. They replay the moments of separation over and over in their mind, each memory a sharp reminder of what they lost when they let you slip through their fingers. The silence between you has become deafening to them, a constant echo of words they should have spoken and actions they should have taken. They never imagined that life without you would feel so empty, so colorless. Every day that passes brings with it a deeper understanding of just how significant you were to their existence. They see now that their happiness was intertwined with yours, that your presence brought a light into their world that they didn't fully appreciate until the shadows took its place. The regret they carry isn't just about losing you, it's about realizing too late that they had something rare, something sacred, and they failed to protect it with the reverence it deserved. This regret has become their teacher, painful as it is. It has stripped away their illusions and forced them to confront the truth of their feelings. They can no longer hide behind pride or fear. The mask they wore to protect themselves has cracked, and what lies beneath is raw, unfiltered truth. They love you, they need you, and they are terrified that they may have lost you forever. But even in this fear, there is hope. Because regret, when harnessed correctly, becomes the fuel for transformation. They are changing because of you, evolving because the pain of losing you is greater than any fear they have ever known. The universe has become their mirror, and what it reflects back to them is undeniable. Everywhere they turn, they see reminders of you, your name in unexpected places, songs that speak directly to your connection, dreams that feel more real than waking life. This is not coincidence, this is the mirror of truth showing them what they have tried so hard to deny. The reflection is clear now, you are their twin flame, their other half, the missing piece that makes their soul feel complete. This mirroring effect has been both beautiful and terrifying for them. They see themselves in you, their strengths magnified, their weaknesses exposed, their deepest desires reflected in your eyes. You have become their greatest mirror, showing them parts of themselves they never knew existed. Through you, they have come to understand their own capacity for love, their own fears of abandonment, their own patterns of self-sabotage. It has not been easy for them to face these truths. There have been moments when they wanted to look away, to shatter the mirror and return to the comfort of ignorance. But the truth, once seen, cannot be unseen. They recognize now that the challenges between you were never about you being wrong or them being inadequate. It was about the mirror reflecting what needed to be healed. Every argument, every separation, every moment of confusion was the universe holding up a mirror and saying, "Look, this is where you need to grow." And grow they have. The truth has set something free within them, a clarity they have never experienced before. They understand now that your connection is not ordinary, that the intensity they feel is because you are literally reflecting their soul back to them. This realization has brought both peace and urgency. Peace, because they finally understand what you are to them. Urgency, because they know they cannot live another day without acknowledging this truth to you. There is a shift happening in the energetic field between you, a gathering of forces that neither of you can fully control but both can feel. Reunion energy is building like a storm on the horizon, electric, inevitable, powerful. They feel it in their bones, this sense that something is coming, something big, something that will change everything. The distance between you that once felt permanent now feels temporary, a bridge that is being rebuilt plank by plank through the power of intention and divine timing. They find themselves drawn to places you used to go together, to memories of your laughter, to the scent that reminds them of your skin. This is not mere nostalgia, this is the energetic pull of reunion drawing them back to you. Their heart beats differently now, in rhythm with a frequency that calls out to yours. They may not understand the mechanics of twin flame energy, but they feel it. They feel the acceleration, the way time seems to be compressing, the way their thoughts of you have become more vivid, more urgent, more real. This building energy is manifesting in their physical reality too. Synchronicities are increasing. They are meeting people who know you, hearing your name in conversations, finding objects that remind them of gifts you gave or moments you shared. The universe is preparing the way, clearing obstacles, aligning circumstances. They sense that the separation served its purpose, that both of you needed this time apart to become the versions of yourselves capable of sustaining the union that is coming. The energy is no longer one of pushing away but of pulling together. They feel magnetized to you, as if an invisible cord is shortening day by day, hour by hour, pulling them back into your orbit with a force they can no longer resist. When the world goes quiet and they are alone with their thoughts, you are there. Every single night, without fail, you find your way into their consciousness. It may start as a gentle memory, a smile you shared, a word you spoke, but it quickly becomes something deeper, something that stirs their soul. In the darkness, with no distractions to shield them, they face the truth of their feelings for you. The nights have become both their torture and their sanctuary. Torture, because the absence of you is felt most acutely when they are alone in their bed, reaching for a presence that is not there. Sanctuary, because in these quiet moments, they can admit to themselves just how much they love you without the noise of the world telling them they shouldn't. They have developed rituals around their thoughts of you. Perhaps they look at your picture before sleep, or they replay voice messages just to hear your voice. Maybe they simply close their eyes and allow themselves to travel back to moments when you were close, when they could feel your energy surrounding them. These nightly visitations have become sacred to them. It is in these hours that they have their most honest conversations with themselves about what they want, what they are willing to do, and how they plan to win you back. The intensity of their nightly thoughts has grown over time. What started as occasional reminiscence has become an obsession, not in an unhealthy way, but in the way that truth demands attention. They cannot sleep without thinking of you. They cannot dream without you appearing in some form. Their subconscious is processing, healing, preparing. Each night brings them closer to the decision they know they must make, to reach out, to risk everything, to lay their heart bare and hope that you will still have room for them in yours. The thought of you has become their lullaby and their wake-up call, the first and last thing on their mind, the constant thread woven through their dreams. What you have been praying for, what you have been visualizing, what you have been holding in your heart with desperate hope, it's already done. The universe does not operate on human time, and while you may not see the physical evidence yet, the energetic reality has already shifted. Your prayers for reunion, for acknowledgement, for the return of your twin have been heard and answered. The seeds you planted in moments of deepest longing have already taken root in the fertile soil of the divine. They feel this too, though they may not recognize it as an answer to your prayers. They feel an inexplicable pull toward you that they cannot rationalize away. They find themselves making decisions that align with your highest good, even when they don't consciously understand why. This is the manifestation of your prayers working through them, guiding them back to you through a series of seemingly coincidental choices and changes. The universe is clever in its delivery. It answers prayers not always with immediate physical results, but with the internal shifts necessary to sustain those results when they arrive. You may have prayed for them to see the truth, and now they cannot unsee it. You may have prayed for them to feel your love, and now they are overwhelmed by it. You may have prayed for the obstacles to be removed, and even now, circumstances are rearranging themselves to bring you back together. Trust this process. The answer to your prayers is not coming, it is already here, unfolding in perfect divine timing. Your job now is to align yourself with this answered prayer, to raise your vibration to match the reality you have called forth, to prepare your heart to receive what you have so faithfully believed was possible. While you have been apart, you have been evolving. The person they knew, the version of you that existed in the context of your past connection, that person has transformed. You have outgrown the limitations that once defined you, shed the insecurities that once held you back, expanded into a version of yourself that is more whole, more complete, more powerful than ever before. This growth has not gone unnoticed by the universe, and it has certainly been felt by your twin on an energetic level, even if they haven't seen the physical evidence yet. They sense this change in you. They feel that you are different now, stronger, more centered, less willing to accept less than you deserve. This both excites and intimidates them. They worry, will you still want them? Will you still see value in the connection now that you have become so complete within yourself? But this worry is also motivation. They know that to match you, to be worthy of the new version of you, they must grow as well. Your expansion has triggered their own. The twin flame journey demands this, that both twins become the highest versions of themselves before true union can occur. You have outgrown old patterns of chasing, of begging, of diminishing yourself to make them comfortable. You have learned to love yourself with the same intensity you once reserved for them. This is exactly what needed to happen. The old dynamic was unsustainable because it was built on incomplete foundations. Now, you are building from a place of wholeness. When you come back together, it will not be as two halves seeking completion, but as two wholes choosing to merge. This is the sacred alchemy of the twin flame journey, the pressure of separation creating diamonds, the fire of longing purifying gold. There is a lump in their throat that will not dissolve, a weight on their chest that words cannot lift. They want to say sorry, truly, deeply, desperately, but they do not know how. The apologies they have offered in the past felt insufficient even as they spoke them, band-aids on wounds that required surgery. Now, facing the magnitude of their regret, facing the reality of what they lost, the simple words "I'm sorry" feel laughably inadequate. How do you apologize for not seeing the value of a treasure? How do you say sorry for taking for granted the most precious gift the universe ever offered you? They fear your rejection more than they fear anything else. They imagine reaching out, starting to type a message, practicing the words in front of a mirror, only to delete everything, to turn away, to convince themselves that it's too late. The ego whispers that you have moved on, that you hate them, that you have forgotten. But their soul knows better. Their soul knows that you are still connected, still waiting, still hoping. This battle between ego and soul is exhausting them, keeping them awake at night, making them restless during the day. But the desire to apologize is becoming stronger than the fear of rejection. They are beginning to understand that even if you reject their words, they must speak them for their own healing. They must own their mistakes, acknowledge their failures, and offer amends not because they expect forgiveness, but because they need to live in integrity with the truth of their feelings. They are preparing, rehearsing, building courage. The apology is coming. It may not be perfect, it may be clumsy, emotional, raw, but it will be real. And when it arrives, you will feel the shift in the energy between you, the release of old resentments, the opening of a door that has been locked for too long. The universe is speaking to you constantly, in a language of synchronicity, in the whisper of intuition, in the repetition of numbers and symbols that seem to follow you everywhere. Trust these signs. They are not figments of your imagination or coincidences to be dismissed. They are love letters from the divine, confirmations that you are on the right path, reminders that your connection is real and sacred and protected by forces greater than you can see. When you see their name, when you hear your song, when you feel their presence in a room where they are not physically present, trust this. When you wake up at 3:33 a.m. with them on your mind, when you find feathers in unexpected places, when you see rainbows after asking for confirmation, receive these as the gifts they are. The signs are increasing because the energy is building, because the reunion is approaching, because the universe wants you to know that you are not crazy, not imagining things, not holding on to false hope. Your twin is receiving signs too, though they may be less aware of them or less willing to trust them. They feel drawn to you in moments when you are thinking of them intensely. They have dreams that feel like visitations. They hear songs that speak of reconciliation at exactly the right moment. The web of connection between you is being illuminated by these signs, made visible so that you both can navigate back to each other even in the darkness of separation. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that every sign is a breadcrumb on the path leading you home to each other. Your twin flame journey has been one of the most significant spiritual experiences of your lifetime. Every tear you have shed, every night you have spent in longing, every prayer you have whispered into the darkness, it has all been part of the sacred unfolding of your union. The separation was never punishment, it was preparation. The pain was never pointless, it was purification. You are both being prepared for a love that is so deep, so true, so transformative that it required this level of growth to sustain it. They are coming back to you. Not as the person who left, but as someone transformed by the realization of your worth. Not with perfect words or a flawless plan, but with a heart that has finally learned what love truly means. Be patient, but also be prepared. Continue your own growth, your own healing, your own expansion. Become the version of yourself that can receive this love in its fullest expression. The reunion is not just about two people coming back together, it is about two souls finally ready to fulfill the divine mission they incarnated to complete. Trust this. Trust them. Trust yourself. And most of all, trust the love that has never stopped flowing between you, even in the silence, even in the distance, even in the darkest nights. That love is real. That love is eternal. And that love is bringing you home to each other, exactly as it was always meant to.